Hey everybody, this is Steve, and the population of the Earth is about 7 billion people. Okay everybody, get out your calculators. How many human beings do you think have ever existed? From Adam and Eve, all the way to now. One estimate is as high as 107 billion people. But what if I told you the real answer is 1? That's probably not what you were expecting, right? So let's think about it. Let's think about what it means to be a true human being. But first, let's think about grapes. You may know that grapes grow on vines. Vines grow out of the ground and split off into branches, which then produce grapes. One skinny little branch can make a lot of grapes, but only when it's connected to the vine. A branch can't survive on its own. It doesn't have roots. Without a vine, it begins to dry up. Slowly but surely, it dies. A branch that's broken off of a vine stops being a branch. It turns to dust. Christ used this image of the vine when talking about our relationship with him. I am the vine, you are the branches. He who abides in me and I in him bears much fruit. For without me, you can do nothing. Without Christ, we can't do anything because we're not really ourselves. We're nothing. Right at the beginning of the Bible, we read about how God created us. Then God said, "Let us make man in our image, according to our likeness." We're all made in the image of Christ. That means to be truly ourselves, we have to be like him. To be truly ourselves, we need to be a part of him. We sometimes think of Adam and Eve as being the first human beings, but that's not exactly right. Being a true human being is about love, connection, our relationship with each other, and with God. But Adam and Eve chose separation instead of unity. We've talked before about how Adam and Eve sinned in the garden. It wasn't just that they ate the fruit, it was that they blamed each other for it. Eve blamed the serpent, and Adam blamed Eve and God. They blamed each other instead of taking full responsibility for their actions. They separated themselves from each other and from God. They were like branches that broke themselves off the vine. Cut off like that, they couldn't really fully be themselves. They couldn't be fully human. But in Christ, we don't see division or separation. Instead, we see true communion, true love. In Christ, we see the first true human being. Without realizing it, Pontius Pilate showed us this as he was condemning Christ to death. Then Jesus came out, wearing the crown of thorns and the purple robe, and Pilate said to them, "Behold the man." A better translation is "Behold the person," because none of us had ever seen a full human being before, a real human being. We'd only seen people trying and failing to be fully human. We'd only seen dried branches broken off the vine. But we finally saw a true person in Christ, wearing the crown of thorns, being mocked, beaten, crucified, and bearing it all with inexpressible patience and love. As Christ hung on the cross, we saw the cross for what it really is, an instrument of life rather than death. As Christ hung on the cross, we saw God for who he really is, loving, humble, our Father. As Christ hung on the cross, we saw ourselves for who we really are, creations called to be children, mortal beings called to be immortal, branches that have life on the vine. We saw for the first time a true human being, and we learned that to be fully ourselves, to be fully human, we need to be a part of him. So let's be the bee and find our true selves in Christ. Be the bee and live orthodoxy. Remember to like and subscribe. I'll see you all next week.